I'm Michael with the WriterSanctuary. Now, recently I was asked on the blog, Michael, you say you published your latest book from Reedsy. How did it fare overall with formatting, or did you need to get software for that? Can you tell about your experience using it? Thanks in advance. Well, I've done quite a few videos on how to set up the formatting Reedsy, but I don't think I've actually showed you all what it looks like in print. So today I'm going to go through and show you some screenshots I took of my book Kingmaker, which was completely done from Reedsy. Now, one thing I would like to point out is that Reedsy doesn't have a lot of the cool, flashy formatting tools that something like Atticus has. I'll show you the comparison a little bit later, but Reedsy does have the basics of what you need to publish a book, and it uses the most common that are used in the industry. We only have 3 options for fonts and whatnot, but it is what it is. For a free platform, it's not too bad. And if you pay for the premium upgrades, then you get all kinds of tools to go with it. You can do all of this that I want to show today from free. Okay, so we're going to look at some screenshots from the book of the formatting that Reedsy provided. Okay, this first page is the title page. It's default for just about every writing app that publishes books. And yes, it has a little bit of a crease. That's because this is my copy that I used to read. And in this next slide, you see that this is the copyright page and the dedication. Now, if you notice at the copyright page, it has all the information. This is pretty much default, but you can add more to it if you want more, if you want to be more elaborate with the copyright. But if you notice at the very bottom, you can see that this book was professionally typeset on Reedsy. Find out more at reedsy.com. Unfortunately, this is something that you cannot change. It's built into the system. Now, the cool thing about the copyright page, though, in Reedsy is that it's a template, so you can enable and disable all kinds of different functions. So as you can see, I got the all rights reserved. Then you can check the box for fiction. You can add more rights, external content, designations, additional clauses, and you can even enter your own custom information. Now, to enable any of these, all you got to do is hit the checkbox. So setting up the copyright page is pretty easy. You just have to pretty much plug in the information you want. I do need to point out that when you're using the default copyright page and you're using the free ISBN from Amazon, you have got to put it in the Kindle in the Kindle space. Otherwise, Amazon will kick it back as an error. At which point you have to go back into Reedsy, put the number in the right place, and re-export your book and re-upload it. And yes, I found that out the hard way. So and we move on to the table of contents. I was kind of basic in the first run. This is the first book I ever published that was fiction. So I just kept it chapter 1, chapter 2, yada, yada, yada. And as you can see, it has the acknowledgments at the front, and at the back, you got your epilogue about the author and also by me. Now, Shadows at Atlantic City, I actually named all the chapters. You don't have to. It's personal preference, I guess. I usually try to stick to 1 or 2 word chapter titles, at least in Shadows of Atlantic City. I'm not sure if I'll do the same thing with Fury, because I would like all the books to be the same. But I am planning on doing a remastered version of Kingmaker as soon as the series is done. Now, next up, let's take a look at the acknowledgement page. You can see that came out clean. This is the page of acknowledgements of everybody who helped me produce the book. And then you have chapter 1, and if you see at the very top, this is where the chapter numbers that you can disable in Reedsy appear. Now, you don't have to have those there. I don't like it too much. I mean, when I do the remastered version, I'm definitely removing chapter numbers. But I can see how they can have a use, especially if you use named chapters. That way, if you use something like in Shadows of Atlantic City, I have one of the chapters is Atlantic City. And above it, I could show that it's technically chapter 3. But again, this is user preference. But there's really no sense in having the 1 above it if you're not naming your chapters and you just use chapter 1. It's going to be 1. And in this next picture, you can see how clean the text came out in the formatting for it. I was quite surprised how well it looked when I printed it out. You can see at the top, we got the title of the book and the chapter number. And different tools out there like Autocrit and Atticus can let you customize what appears at the very top. But by default, this is what you get with Reedsy. Then when you look at the back of the book, you can see the about the author page. It's black and white. That's because I didn't want to spend too much money on KDP printing it in color. But the about the author, and then you have on the other page where it has all my links. Now, in the ebook version, these are all usable links, but obviously you're not going to be able to tap those in a book and go open the page. Still, everybody can see how they can get a hold of me and see the rest of my content. And I completely forgot that I've had Substack for almost 2 years now. That's my newsletter about being an author. In case you're curious, link is in the description down below. And on the last page, we have the Also by Michael Brockbank. This is the story. It's my first publication. And then after that, at this point, I only had A Freelancer's Tale, which was available. On the ebook version, there's a button there that people can tap to open up the Amazon page. But obviously, there's not going to be one in the printed copy. It just shows you what the book is and a short description of it. So by the time I publish Shadows of Night City, I'll be able to show 2. This is a great place if you're writing a series because then you can put all your books in it. That's about it. Reedsy's formatting for print, it came out clean. I was very pleasantly surprised by it. Of course, a lot of that is from the printing press that did the job in the first place. But all the pages were really easy to add, and a lot of the templates, I just enable them, and then you put in the information you want. And to create another page, you just create a chapter, rename it whatever page you need, and then drag and drop it wherever you want in the book. Now, when you're first starting out, this is probably going to be all you're going to need, especially if you don't have the $150 for Atticus or the $180 a year for AutoGrid. Like I said, this was all done from the free version of Reedsy Studio. If you pay for the premium, you also get access to more stuff in the planning boards, which I was a big fan of until they locked that behind the paywall. And goals and all the goals and stuff you get for free, except for if you want to set daily and weekly goals, then you have to upgrade. But this entire book, Kingmaker, was created from the free version of Reedsy Studio. And if I remember right, with Kingmaker, it's a 6x9 is the trim set. And then I just used I think it was the Crimson font that was in Reedsy. Yeah, it was the classic Crimson. That's what I selected for Kingmaker. And you can also have Romance and Merriweather. So if you look at the options for Atticus, you can see that I have more than just 3. Atticus has a huge list, and you can also create a completely customized layout for your book using a series of fonts, alignments, width, percentages. I mean, you have access to change a lot of your stuff in Atticus. So when it comes to formatting, Atticus definitely has a leg up over Reedsy. But like I said, for your first book, your first few books, Reedsy is probably going to be all you're going to need unless you want to get fancy with Atticus. Especially since Atticus has like the preview options. So if you want to see what your book looks like in print, you can also change it to the iPhone, iPad, Galaxy S21, which is kind of the same size as an S23 is what I've got. Android Sans, you can change the different font sizes. Like if you want to look at what it looks like on the Nook. So there's a lot more options in Atticus, but the formatting in Reedsy, it works just great. The problem with Atticus is that I can't stand how the writing app is of it. It does there are no margins in Atticus, and it pisses me off. And it really doesn't do very much for indentations either. Now, Atticus does format it correctly, so like if you're doing a dialogue, it'll increase the space by like, I think it's 3 points into it. But when you're writing it, it's off-putting, I think. So what I'm going to probably wind up doing with my next book is write it in Reedsy, then import it into Atticus, format it, and print it from there. That's after I use AutoCred to edit the book. So yeah, I spend quite a bit of money every year on software. But that's okay, because my blog and YouTube channel bring me just enough to pay for it. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. For more videos about self-publishing, blogging, freelance writing, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go back to writing my book, and I'll see you next time.